Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to another Top 5 episode. Now, this Top 5 was a Patreon-sponsored post. It was a Patreon-requested post. As some of you know, Patrons, I do Patreon. When they join up, or not just when they join up, they can actually... It's supposed to be when you join up, you can request a video. But usually now, it's if they want a video, they message me, Midzy, can you make this video? And I normally try my best to accept that. So that's just one advantage. That's just one thing that you get with Patreon, along with all the early release videos, streaming with me, etc., etc., Telegram chat. So if you do want to sign up to Patreon, I'll be more than grateful. I do want to try and get, my aim for this year is to get more patrons. The main thing I want to do with patrons is to get enough so we can do proper streams like Bushka does with all his patrons together. I want to start doing that, and at the moment I don't have enough patrons. I do have a few patrons, but they're all in sort of NA and EU. It's sort of mixed. So when I do a Patreon stream, there's only a few of us. Well, I want to get more. I want to get more of us together streaming on a regular basis, and where we all do countdowns. So if you do want to join up, the link is in my description, and you can join up for as little as $1, $5 or $10 per month. So a requested top 5. I actually have 2 requested top 5s coming. One of them, which is the top 5 premium tanks that need buffing. That was a Patreon requested post, but this one is actually the top 5 best tech tree tanks, or top 5 tech tree tanks I have never sold. Top 5 tech tree tanks that I have never sold, and the T49 is one of them. You just can't sell this tank. It is so much fun to play, especially when you do things like that. And it's a tank that I think that should never be sold. If you own the T49, yes, it is basically RNG based with it's only 2 shells, heat and HE. Who knows, maybe in the future it might get missiles. Who knows? Who knows? So that is number 5. Coming in at number 4 is this tank right here, and this is the Comet. Now, you might be surprised about this. I like the Comet. The Comet is a fantastic tank, has really good DPM. One of the best DPM tanks in Tier 7. Almost, 2,800, 2,900, which is pretty good. Penetration isn't great, but what it does have is amazing gun depression. It has great speed, great rate of fire, good damage actually for each shot. And it's an all-round good tank, and I really enjoyed this tank. This was my first game when I got requested to make this video. This was my first and only game in the Comet. As I said, the penetration isn't the greatest, so against those Tier 8 heavies, you are going to have to shoot APCR, which is perfectly fine because it's a Tier 8 heavy with armor. And you're in a medium tank, a quick fire and medium tank with great DPM. So you shouldn't really easily be able to pen anything with AP, especially if it is a tier higher heavy tank. So it's a fun tank, and it's a tank that I have, since I've owned it, I have never sold. Of course, I'm not looking at Tier 10 or I'm not looking at Tier 9, because Tier 9 and Tier 10, especially Tier 10, I mean, you play the game to grind the tank to Tier 10. You want to get all those Tier 10s, so you shouldn't be selling Tier 10s anyway. I own all the Tier 10s. I used to sell some, like the E3. I've sold that about 4 times. I think that's actually the only Tier 10 I've ever sold is the E3, because back in the day, I hated the tank. It was bad. But then they buffed it, and now it is one of the best Tier 10s. So don't sell your Tier 10s. Tier 9, I mean, I do sell my Tier 9s, but there is a couple that I keep aside, like the T54, the Waffle, E75, tanks like that. But really, you shouldn't really be selling your Tier 9s. However, any other tier, usually when you research the next tank, you do kind of sell the tank, and especially if you haven't got many credits, because you use that money to get the next tank. So the Comet is coming in at my number 4. Good game there, 2,500 damage. I mean, not the best game, but we still managed to get an ace. 3 kills, make a little bit of credits. So that is my number 4, and I think it's a well-worthy number 4. Coming in at number 3 is the VK2801. Now, this is another tank that I've never sold, and it's one of the best Tier 6s in the game. So, not just for seal clubbing, not just for still clubbing, but occasionally, you know, when you want to drop down a few tiers, just to have a little bit of fun. The VK2801 is the tier 6 for you. If you don't want to play a premium tank like the Cromwell B or the Panzer 4S, then the T28 is the tank to go play. It's one of the best tier 8 tanks, it's one of the best tier 6 tanks in the entire game. The reload, the speed, the penetration, just everything about the tank is just so good. And it is so much fun to play. If you're running around in a platoon, if you join a platoon and someone says, let's go tier 6, take 2 of these. Take 2 of these, then you'll win, you will have fun. And that's what the game is for, right? To have fun. It's a game. If you're not having fun, then what is the point playing the game? So, again, nice tier tank, nice tier 6 tank, and it's definitely worthy of being in my top 5 tanks to never sell in the game. We are going to get one more shot. I don't think we're going to kill this guy. I think he's going to get stolen, or am I? No, I don't manage to get the kill. So that is my number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Tiger P. Now, the Tiger P at the moment is an amazing tank. It's so strong. I liked the tank before it even got buffed. I thought it was a really good tank before I got buffed. Not a lot of people did actually think it was a good tank before the buff, but I did. I really loved the tank, and the armor's fantastic on the tank. The speed is okay. The DPM is really good. The damage is really good, and it's close to being OP. I wouldn't say it is OP, but it's close to being OP. And when you can get those angles, I mean, your front plate is actually quite strong, and it's got very strong parts, but it has also got weak points as well. So if you hide your weak points, then you can get damage. And the hatch on top is actually a big weak point, and it can easily be pennable. But if you're side scraping or anything like that, hold down and you're hiding that hatch and you're hiding the hole, then it becomes a really, really good tank. Now, this game here, you can see the Tiger P on the enemy team, and when he's angled, you know, we can see the side. We can see that side, but when he's looking directly, you can really only hit that turret and the bottom plate. But if you're hiding the bottom plate, if you're rocking backwards and forward, then it is kind of difficult to get that shot on that hatch. So this game, it's just 2 against 2. We get a nice bounce there. Lovely bounce just when we needed it, and we do manage to get a shot in on the Tiger in return, putting him down to a 1 shot. So at the moment, I'm just trying to concentrate on staying alive, because if I die now, we lose. If I die, we absolutely will lose this game. So the AUX on our team has taken the attention, which is great because I can poke out to get that shot, and it's now 2 against 1. And the last tank left alive is the SU-152. But that is the Tiger P. Again, definitely worthy of being in the top 3, and it comes in at number 2. Sorry about my cold, guys. I've got a stinking cold, and it's horrible. I haven't had a cold for so long, but now the cold's coming in. I have got a cold. But coming in at number 1, of course, I don't think at the moment there's too many other tanks to choose from better than the Black Prince. The Black Prince has just been insane. The buffs after buffs after buff, with almost 3,000 or just over 3,000 DPM, with the armor it's got, it's crazy. It now has a speed boost, which goes even faster, although it doesn't do too much to the tank. There's not many tanks in the game. I mean, I could have picked a few more tanks to come on this list, and I'll name a few. There's a couple of tanks I haven't sold. The Pantera, newly in the game. That's why I didn't add the tank, because it hasn't actually been in the game for that long. So, and tanks like the T-54 Lightweight, that was actually in my top 5, but I removed it and put the Tiger P, because I just think the Tiger P is more fun to play than the T-54 Lightweight. But the Lightweight is definitely another tank that I haven't sold in the game. But the Black Prince there's not many tanks in the game. I mean, from tier 7 especially, even maybe tier 8, tier 6, tier 9, there's not many tanks in the game that can comfortably carry a game, especially when it's like a 1 versus 5. There's not many other tanks other than the Black Prince, maybe the Tiger P could do it, that can easily carry the game. Now, at the moment, it's 2 against 4. He has 2 tanks in front of him. Both tanks that are in front of him have insane DPM. I mean, In front of him right now, he has the highest DPM tier 7, and he has the highest DPM tier 6. He's going to ignore them and go for the Tiger, because the Tiger's not looking. He's lower hit points. He has DPM, and he has the penetration. And I like what he was doing, actually. Like, the Black Prince in front, yes, he's penning him, but as soon as he gets angled up, this Black Prince was struggling to penetrate him. And he does almost pay the price, and he's now going to try and angle up as best as he can. He does get shot, but he has now taken him out to bring it down to a 1 versus 3. And now the Tiger comes, he can get him out, and that's what this tank is all about. I mean, 3.1 seconds with the armor it's got is insane. And you can just really push out that damage so quickly and comfortably as well. You can, numerous of times, just go into battle and do 3k damage. I've seen so many 5k plus damages in this tank. It's unbelievable. And there's not many other tanks in the game that can carry games like the Black Prince. And that is why this tank is my number one. I mean, I used to like the tank before it was buffed as well. I had the tank and I owned it. I never really played it after I aced it. But it's definitely a tank that should never be sold, especially at the moment while it is so good. I'm Meadsy69. I hope you enjoyed that top 5. As I've said, the next top 5 is the top 5 premium tanks that need buffing the most. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.